And you see Graham being able to exhale here. This is a shot every player dreams of. The match is pretty much over. All the hard work in the off-season, the hours every day you're practicing, 5 days a week, all the sacrifices. You get to throw this shot right here, take it in, and take home the win.
He strikes. That'll do it. He'll throw 2 more balls here in the 10th, but that has locked out Justin Knowles.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Graham Fach?
No, you're.
What?
I don't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, Pete Weber Missouri Classic is officially over. Graham Fach is the champion. And what a performance from this man. Second event in a row, stepladder finals. And
finally took the title.
And finally took the title.
Yeah.
Can we consider him a main guy for Player of the Year?
As of right now, probably yes. I mean, no one is near him in TV round appearances. He won a title. He was third in the first major of the season. So yeah, probably. But we will talk about Player of the Year. You answer me this: is he the best bowler in the world right now? That's the question.
I think you are forgetting about one man.
Who? Brandon Belmonte?
Mr. E.G. Tackett.
Who?
Who is better?
Who
While
saw E.G. Tackett?
while Graham Fach is obviously the 2026 start for him is amazing, but you cannot count out E.G. Tackett. I mean, this man, while he didn't make it to stepladder finals, he was just outside the top 5. Last event, he was also number 1 seed. While he didn't take the title yet, but EJ is there, and I think it's just a matter of time. Maybe US Open is the stop for him, where he will take it again. To call Graham Fach the best player right now in the world, come on.
Okay, but the hottest player right now.
The hottest, of course. I think finals are one thing, but if you look into his journey up to those finals, the one thing that definitely stands out was his performance during match play, where he played against Eric Jones, 4 games, 4-0, and 281 average.
On the same pair of lanes that the finals take.
Insane. Yeah. I mean, I have never seen this kind of average on a sport pattern. It's if you know it would be on a house shot, I would say, oh, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, plus he scored, 268, 258 in the finals against Justin Knowles and Thomas Larson. So, I mean, he just constantly flirting with the perfect games all over the place. He even scored one in a match play against Eric Jones. So, I mean, not to consider him as the hottest player right now, that, third in Players Championship. Now the title is here in Pete Weber Missouri Classic. 2 TV round appearances, finishing in, at least in the semifinal. Come on.
I mean, one thing that this run in Pete Weber Missouri Classic is lacking for Graham was the 300 game, and he was robbed during
that's Stone
9 during the finals. Was it against Larson or against Knowles?
Yeah,
against
Thomas Larson. Yeah, because he started the game against Justin Knowles with a spear.
Oh my God! I mean, I was sure that he's going to score that perfect game, and what the season started would be. Imagine for CW networks as well. You have 2 broadcasts and 2 perfect games, and go bowling as well. Again, you
just might go in bankrupt right at that moment.
Fuck it, we are canceling this.
Sorry, I cannot.
Yeah, but that Stone 9 was brutal. He was definitely robbed, and that shot, I think, was definitely one of the best shots that he made during that match.
Yeah, Pete Weber was sitting in the booth at that moment, and he said, "You just cannot get better than that."
Yeah. I
And
mean,
you
it's
just,
perfect.
like-
It was perfect. So that was on that accord. It was a bit unfortunate, but other than that, while he did not have the perfect game, his run was definitely perfect. I don't know. Maybe do we talk about the finals or about his journey first?
I don't know if we need to talk about the finals. Everybody probably saw it, but
Yeah.
just heading back to Player of the Year, this run of Graham Fach right now as third in Players Championship, and now the titleist here in Pete Weber Missouri Classic, is the best start in recent 3 years. I was checking the stats from 2024 and 25 seasons where E.J. Tackett dominated. And even him didn't start the season so well as Graham Fach did in 26. For instance, in 24, E.J. Tackett started finishing 17th in Players' Championship and 4th in U.S. Open. A year later, he finished first in U.S. Open. Fine, but he finished 14th in season opener Delaware Classic. So this run of Graham Fach is, well, a big statement for Player of the Year award.
But if I'm not mistaken, last season Graham, at the beginning of the year, he was also constantly in stepladder finals. No,
not just him, we had a lot of players who was in the stepladder finals.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, of course, this is very impressive right now, but we should not jump ahead of ourselves because
the season is long.
As the season goes on, these kind of things change. If Graham can keep the consistency going through the next stops, then for sure he will be one of the main candidates for Player of the Year. But it might be that. First events are taken by somebody else, and then we are back to normal, back to usual, back to E.J. Tackett.
Why not Belmo? Belmo was, he was dominating the qualification, and we saw that prime Belmo right there. And unfortunate break with Stipik, and he just,
Stipich or Stipik?
Stipik.
Stipik?
Yeah. He missed the TV round appearance.
Yeah,
because
for him
if
it was
won,
unfortunate.
He was
but
in the stepladder final.
For
at least in
Hayden,
fifth place.
it was 300 against Belmo. So you need to score 300 yourself if you want to make it. But of course, Belmonte, the first event was not that successful for him. He was definitely in a different zone for Missouri Classic, and I thought that we will definitely see Belmonte in top 5. First after qualification, then against Hayden as well. He was doing okay, but then I don't know. I guess one thing that we need to mention, because this format of this tournament was a bit different, and since Belmonte finished first, he had to skip the top 16?
24.
Top 24, and then played missing one game that Hayden had an opportunity to play. And I think that in this format, this actually puts you in a bit of a disadvantage. While you
Earning a bye?
Yeah, well, you don't need to actually beat one player before, right? Because, of course, you are risking that you can lose in top 24. But if you are missing one round, you get a player who is already hot, who knows the lanes, and you need to catch up. So it kind of, I saw one idea that one of the spectators had, that maybe they should have like a loser's bracket where if you lose and you had a bye,
we have
would drop to
something
that.
similar in USBC Masters.
Yeah.
When you
Maybe something like that, because I think this situation put Belmonte in a bit of a disadvantage, but you cannot take away of just Hayden was too good.
Yeah, but those sudden death rounds, I think, just having in mind that in a long stretch, beating those guys like E.G. Tackett, Jason Belmonte, and others are really, basically mission impossible. And having those sudden death rounds when one, maybe 4 games can decide whether you are making this, TV finals or not, is maybe a little bit more interesting to watch because you cannot, expect what can happen.
But you cannot punish them just because they are better. I mean, they are better, that's why they are in the finals. So you are putting them in a disadvantage because one person is better than the other. So I don't think that should be the logic, but I get what you're saying as a spectator. Maybe that's a bit more interesting, but in general, I think this format is very, very nice. I like that, we have the one-on-one battles way earlier than in other tournaments, so that just makes it more interesting to watch, more interesting to spectate, maybe a bit harder to follow the results if the pages are not working, but that's another topic. But in general, the format is very nice, so I think just a few tweaks could maybe be implemented, but that's, one person will like it and another would not. So it's
but the man who bowled all rounds of match play won the title. So just to prove your point, Graham Fach was grinding from round of 24 because he finished 10th in qualification, so he didn't earn the bye, and then he went on Graham Fach superhero stuff that he did in match play and all the way to the final match.
Yeah, and
so,
Justin Knowles tried to break him down and try to break down his line. But that didn't really work, did it?
Yeah, so for those who doesn't know, Justin Knowles, did basically what every guy during the warm-up does. He tried to break the line of Graham Fach by hitting a lane with a made bowling ball in his line. But it basically worked for the first frame because Graham Fach had a 9 spare and then went on 7 bagger. I don't remember, but that was a long strike stretch, and he basically shut off Justin Knowles in the first half of the match. So that didn't pay off, and it just shows how Graham Fach is doing really okay with his shot. He was explaining a little bit after the match during press conference that he likes to go with hards to work with his hand and work with his speed. He likes to go straight as an arrow basically and go hard, but that really paid off in this situation, and using that hammer 78D bowling ball really paid well because he was bowling for 2 games with the same ball on both lanes. So
it just proves why urethanes need to be banned.
Banned? Should be back.
It's not a topic here, but Graham used the black urethane, and it definitely paid out for him. I think one of the reasons is probably, of course, he's playing on the left side, and we had 4 lefties in the stepladder finals, so you need a stable ball that doesn't overreact, and I guess that was his secret to actually be that stable. But in general, I think if you look at Graham's performance, first of all, I'm just amazed by his shot, the technique. When he releases the ball, he's standing on one leg, and his whole body is like in a straight line from his toes to his head to his hand. It's just unbelievable. I just yesterday, as I was making the post about him, I saw this picture where he is that exact moment of the release. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a lot of work.
I tried yesterday to just
stand
put
in that
myself
position.
in that position, it was impossible. So kudos for flexibility, first of all.
Yeah, and kudos for mentality aspect as well.
Yeah.
He said that he's surprised by himself how good he is right now, and he even him doesn't know how good he can become during the season, because he keeps surprising himself in the recent months. And he's really confident, not just when nobody's looking, during those qualification games, match plays, and so on and so forth, but also on TV finals. He just so kept to himself, he's just so calm. He comes to as a number 2 seed, right? He was number 2 seed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So he's coming on the lanes after missing 2 games already on those lanes. So he's coming to transition moment, and he's like starting strike off right away like it was nothing. And that's, I don't know, a maturity maybe, knowing what he's doing on TV finals, and all those moments are just, it looks like a Graham Fach time.
Yeah, it's not his first rodeo, to play in the stepladder finals.
Yeah,
This
but
was his 3rd title, and I just want to say that I think that the mental game is even stronger when the eyes are actually on him, because during the qualification he finished in 10th position, so that's not great, not terrible. It's like you are in the middle of the field out
casual
of
day in
20,
office.
24 people. And once the match play started, he just went ham. And from the first game of match play to the final game of the stepladder finals, he was locked in. And I don't think that there was anybody who could actually challenge him during this event. If there would be EJ, if it will be Belmo, doesn't matter. I think Graham would be still on top.
yeah, and I just looked at the stats in the 5 previous years, and how Graham Fach was improving his bowling, not just bowling, but in overall standing, how he was, getting better and better. So I started looking at the stats from 2021. So in 21, he finished 68 in tour points, bowling 12 events and cashing in 3 of them. In 22, he finished 54th, so a little bit better than in 21. 11 events, 2 cashes. In 23, he's improving again to 45th position, 10 events, 2 cashes. Then in 24, he makes a big leap to 14th place overall in tour standings with 15 events and 11 cashes. So he's, constantly somewhere
Getting up
around,
there.
around best players. And last year, he finally finished in the top 10, even in top 5, finishing 4th with 18 events and 10 cashes and 1 title. And naturally, it looks like at 26 must, if we following the same line, because he's always rising just a little bit every year. So a natural step forward would be that top 3.
Well,
and he's just proving
that.
he's already proving that point that the time of the Canadian just came.
Right. So I think it's clear about Graham. Well deserved, great victory. Let's talk about other people during the tournament. I just wanted to point out Anthony Noer. Sorry if I'm butchering the name, but the first impressive thing was his qualification run, where he jumped 76 positions from 81st place.
How's that even possible?
To 5th. I mean, that's incredible. And then he went on to match play. He beat somebody, I think, in the first round, and then he was playing against Stipik,
yeah.
and the Stipik, of course, went on then to play Belmonte and straight into the finals. But that was
he beat Belmonte and then meet the Noer.
Oh, that's the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay. But either way, that's very impressive. I just wanted to. That's plus 76 number.
That seems like an illegal heat.
Incredible. Yeah,
Just-
so I hoped to see
But
him
there were
in the finals
another
as well.
great gems from the bottom to
Yeah, so it's just looking at
Matt Rousseau had
at
a
the
nice
post
stretch.
that we made. So it was Justin Knowles, also from round 1 to round 2, jumped from 48th to 11th, which is
and eventually to number 1 seed.
37 positions gained. We had Thomas Larsson as well from 36th to 7th, so that's 29 positions gained, and Matt Rousseau from 35th to 10th, so plus 25.
And he finished in a TV round, yeah. So he was number 5. So we
Yes.
had like 3 jumpers from those.
Well, yeah, they started
those
early.
days.
They started
Yeah.
early, basically. So I don't know. It's I think it's there were plenty of those standout performers, Cam Crow and Packy also made a match play. So in general, it's just nice to see that usually we are talking about. The top 5 players, it's EJ, it's Belmo, it's Chris Y, Tim Foy Jr., but this season so far is surprisingly
Generous to
generous
rookies.
to
Yeah.
rookies and to people who are before maybe were not that dominant, but now their names are in the headlines. So that's
You know
that's
who
very
else the season is generous to? Lefties.
fun. Lefties, yes. So
In
last
the-
time it was 2.
2. We had Bonta and EJ Tackett as the only right-handers in the TV
No,
finals.
so it's 3
And
lefties.
now, yeah, we
last
had
time
Thomas
and now it's
Larsson.
4.
Yeah.
So
You remember in recent years, a lot of people were talking like, if you're a lefty, you have a huge advantage. Huge.
huge.
Seems
like it's
seems
true.
like in 26 there's no advantage at all. A lot of lefties are making the show, and if you are a right-hander, at least from the standpoint of these 2 season openers, if you're a right-hander, you kind of have an advantage, and the whole right side for you to play in.
Well, it's I think from one perspective it's a disadvantage for lefties that you have more traction on the left side, but on the other hand, if we are looking at the recent 2 stops and match play as well, because there were plenty of lefties as well, so maybe it's actually easier for left-handers because they are kind of dominating right now.
I was thinking maybe for lefties, it is easier to advance to the TV finals because there are less lefties.
Well, yeah,
On
when
tour,
you have only
but-
5 players then left, then it's a struggle.
Yeah, so you basically need to struggle in the TV finals, but you have easier life during the qualification stages. But for the righties, it's quite opposite. If you make the TV show, you kind of have some advantage in there. Unless
So-
someone comes and plays in back a ball or something.
What do you think? Do lefties have it easier or not? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and
So-
two-handers.
And two-handers.
Let's start that discussion.
How did you like the CW this time?
I think it's good.
Did you see
I
any
have-
improvements?
I have no expectations at all.
I think
I have
the
bigger
player intros
expectations.
were shorter this time a bit than previous stop. Maybe they took some. Maybe it was a bit too long, too extensive. Now it's just I'm Justin Knowles and I'm going to take my first title.
Well, maybe it depends on the players that you are
Yeah.
having those
Maybe.
camera actions and so on.
Maybe. But I don't know. For me, it was. I think the commentators did a better job this time. I think it was a bit easier to listen to, and kind of the flow was more natural than in PBA Players Championship. But still, I think we need some time for them to get into that groove and to actually feel like naturals. But I think improvement was there. As for the broadcast itself, don't have much to say. I think it's the same.
I definitely didn't have any expectations coming into the season whatsoever. We talked about this the previous podcast, and to have something incredibly different in less than 4 months that they had to build a new broadcast stuff. This format of broadcasting was paying off in like decades now. So why to change it in the first year of changing the broadcaster? So I think they're, going with the flow. At least we see bowling. It's fine. We see all those taking the trophy moments, comments, and so on that was not that usual on Fox, because the stream is, was not most of the time, but we had moments when the whole broadcast was just cut off because the next broadcast is going on, so we just cannot see how the player is lifting the trophy, and I think that's a spit in the face for that Titleist and for the people who are watching. But maybe I'm just a little bit expecting a little bit more from PBA and broadcaster sides, putting more attention to international viewership, because now what we have is not the best experience. Because we have like a broadcast
TV.
of rebroadcast. Someone is sitting in on computer and just exchanging windows and making it bigger or less.
Yesterday it was
so-
really bad, actually. Like we missed the first frames. Then the whole broadcast was basically a slideshow with all the lag. I mean, it was impossible to watch. There were huge delays between the sound and what we see on the screen. So as I don't know, during the second game, maybe the situation got better, but it's just sad, and I don't really understand why PBA is yes, it's US based and dominated by US audience, but there are plenty of viewers outside of United States as well. And if you want to expand, if you want to increase the viewership, increase the ratings and all of those things, international people are very important as well. So if you have a situation like we currently have, where we are just sitting and looking at the blue screen of Bowl TV and seeing nothing while the play is already happening.
Not only that, because of the location restrictions, international viewership just cannot see the results on League Pass.
Yeah, well, that's another topic.
But just let's leave it aside, because there's a lot of things to talk about. And, I think that as the season goes, they will improve and make better things. But if PBA ever thinks about a PBA pass like NBA has a pass, to watch all the streams, all the off-camera things, and post production and stuff, way to go. That would be
there are plenty of places to improve.
yeah. Okay, the next tournament is another major, US Open.
Very
Yesterday
exciting.
the PTQ ended. A guy shot a 300 casual. Everybody is shooting 300s right now. So 32 people advanced through PTQ. And, we now have 108 players on the main field. Jeffrey Mann was the one who scored that 300s, and he led the PTQ with over 1,900. Today we have practice. Tomorrow the qualification starts. And on qualification we will have 4 different wall patterns. So we will have 4 8 block games on different oil pattern, and the fourth will be carried over to the next stages and throughout the TV finals. So a lot of games will be played. But we still don't know those patterns. It will be announced later today, so we'll keep in touch.
And player field will be again split into groups, right?
Yeah.
So they will be playing in different groups, rotating the sequence on how they are playing and when they are playing. So this will be a long and very interesting tournament. The scores will definitely, as we had with PBA Players Championship, where we had 2 different patterns in different squads. Now we will have even more patterns, so the scoring pace will be very different from one squad to another. And it will be very fun to watch.
Yeah, it's something similar as Team USA trials. You don't have to be the best every day. You just need to be consistently good. You don't need to take the first positions and then suddenly drop into 100 place after a bad day in I don't know, pattern 2 or 3. So you just need to grind. You just need to pick up your spares. You just cannot miss those pins because the whole field will be divided in really short distances. So every pin will matter a lot.
So who will win?
Last year we had E.G. Tackett. He's E.G. Tackett, so you just cannot miss picking him. So I believe, and I choose to believe, that E.G. Tackett can finally defend U.S. Open title, and I think that would be a nice touch to him, and just to prove that 26 season belongs to him.
Yeah, well, probably since this is a long tournament and with a lot of different variables, I think it's.
Plus, we don't have the match play.
EG probably
we have match play, but.
Yeah, so it will be interesting. I was thinking also maybe Chris Prater has a pretty good chance here. Also a versatile player who can adapt, so maybe he can be a contender. And maybe Belmo.
Sure, why not?
I'm actually this season I'm still missing Simo. I think that he should be into in those discussions of who could possibly win the US Open, but so far this season doesn't really look like he is up there.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Yeah, so
plus more Eurotheans will be involved in all stuff. No,
in US Open.
Yeah, it's USBC tournament.
Yeah, so the Eurothin is out of play here.
There's some different rules between USBC and PBA, no?
I saw that Tom Doherty maybe wrote that no Eurotheans.
Oh, so well, that's fine.
Well, USBC banned the Eurothin.
Yeah,
you remember?
Yeah.
We made a lot of different videos and news about it. So either way, since we are already talking about the predictions, maybe let's jump into the Fantasy League overview.
Let's go.
Let's see how this event turned out, and then we can talk about our teams. BowlingLife Fantasy League. How did your team do?
I'm getting, enjoyed by that game. I don't know why, but I'm just caught myself constantly throughout the day that I'm checking the scores on BowlingLife.
I'm not updating that fast for you to check.
Yeah, but I'm just, I'm just constantly looking my standings, your standings, and the teams that are in the top 5, who they are picking, and just looking for the patterns. Why are they picking?
Which place did you take?
This time, 138th.
Wow, just barely. I got 147.
But we basically had the same team.
So E.G. Tackett as the captain, right?
Yeah.
172.5 points. Chris Prater.
Yes, 55.
Ryan Barnes.
65.
Sean Maldonado.
40. Yeah.
Trevor Roberts.
Eric Jones.
0.
48.
And wildcard was Brandon Bonta for me, 44.
and Dale Bernard 0. So here's the difference.
Yeah. So this was better than PBA Players Championship for me personally, but I'm still have a long way to go
You're not winning the bowling
to
ball.
win that bowling ball, but it's clear that I'm just giving it out this round. And
What's your
looking
overall
at
position in the round?
overall,
I'm
it's
895th right now.
241.
Oh.
I'm fucked. So if we look at the top players this round, this event, so we had Erberg's 300. So he got 832 points, and that's the second place was with 696. So that's a huge gap, but it is clear why, because this person picked Graham Fach in tier 1, selected him as a captain, so that gave him already 450 points. Then he picked Chris Prater in tier 2. Then in tier 3, he picked Justin Knowles, who took the second place, so he had 1 and 2 places. 210, that Packy, 85, Timmy Tan, 32, and wildcard 0, Nate Purchase. But that's a great lineup, and this guy must know something. He must know something, because it was great. Second guy was also picked Graham Fach. So there were quite a few people actually who picked.
So who picked Graham Fach instantly had a good round.
Yeah, so I see top four people all picked Graham Fach as a captain in tier 1, and then the team varies, but congratulations to Erberg's 300. And for now, our round leader is still Road to the PBA on YouTube, who is leading with not a very big margin, around 40 points. So that's
Everything will change.
Yeah,
In
US Open might
US
change
Open.
a lot.
yeah.
So fun event. We had 500 people playing in event 2. So we'll see how many we will have for US Open. But now I just want to quickly skim through the tiers and the players that moved up or down in their positions. Here we had some interesting changes. So obviously Graham Fach moved 3 places, but he was already in tier 1, so not a lot
change
to
in
move.
the tiers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now he is second overall in points in our leaderboard, so right behind EJ Tackett. So that was one. Justin Knowles moved 11 positions, so he jumped from tier 3 to tier 2. Then we had changes for. Oh, I see AJ Johnson is still dropping, but he did not play this event at all. We have Thomas Larson, who was pushed out of the tiers, out of top 50 for event 2, and now he's back straight into tier 4. So that's interesting. Another, I think the most for fantasy picks, it will be the most interesting, because Packy Hanrahan moved from tier 4 to tier 3, and Ryan Barnes is still in tier 3. So now we have Packy and Ryan.
Yeah,
who
two
were
most popular players.
two most popular
Yeah.
players in one tier, so that will be very interesting. Although I think Ryan, if US Open will go well for him, he will move to tier 2, because he is now on the edge to
yeah.
tier 2.
All right.
So we also Brandon Bonte in tier 5.
Well, that's natural.
yeah.
I mean, he won a major, so he like moved for, I don't know, couple of hundred of positions.
Yeah, so that's interesting changes, and I think the tiers are now getting more balanced. Eric Jones also moved from tier 5 to tier 4. So will be interesting how people will pick, and maybe with that we can make some predictions. And what are you actually picking this time?
In tier 1, no brainer, EJ Tackett. I will go with him for probably
the
all
end?
the until
Not
the
Graham
end.
Fach?
Not yet. I think that EJ Tackett has leverage because he's from Indiana, and well, U.S. Open is in Indianapolis. So, a local guy defending the title, come on, you just have to pick him. So for the Tier 1, I think that E.J. Tackett is going to be my captain again.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no change in that position. What about you?
Yeah, I'm thinking between EJ and Graham. Graham, just because, of course, great start, but also because he's a left-handed player. So I'm starting to think that this is a pattern that we need to follow. And maybe left-handers have some kind of advantage here. Jesper Svensson might be also in considerations here. But in the end, I will probably stick to E.J. Tackett. But I think Graham Fach and Jesper Svensson are people to consider here as well. And maybe even Jason Belmonte, because last stop he was clearly on fire. So that fire might bring to the next stop as well. For Tier 2, I'm going probably with Chris Prater. As I mentioned before, I think he can be one of the candidates to take it all, just because U.S. Open is it requires versatility, and I think Chris Prater is someone who can adapt very well. And first 2 stops, nothing major for him, but he was in the middle of the cut in both stops, so I think Chris might be a good option here.
Yeah, I will probably stick with Chris as well.
Are we picking the same team again?
We are probably doing a pretty solid job in the league, and we at least me.
Are we really?
But I mentioned it before. Changing the whole team, even if we have a chance to change the whole team, I'm not a big fan of that strategy. I think that sticking with the same players and just to have especially in the U.S. Open when consistency matters most, I think having those guys are really important.
Okay.
But I'm having doubts about Chris, and maybe, just maybe, I might go with Tom Smallwood this time.
Oh, okay.
Because he's doing he's a very solid player. He's maybe a little bit unorthodox in style, but he's very, very consistent, and he can go and play on variety of lanes on the
and
pattern.
he was in a match play as well, and was putting up a fight, and he was actually playing with glasses. And I think Tom Smallwood with glasses is a problem.
Yeah. Plus, he was playing with Graham Fach, who eventually won the title.
So hopefully that Tom Smallwood will play with glasses this time as well, and it will
glasses
turn out
is the power.
good for you.
Okay, Tier 3. So you mentioned already Ryan Barnes and Baggy Hanrahan having a duel here to separate those picks.
Are you picking any of them?
Probably. Probably yes, and I don't know which one, but I really like your idea of having at least 1 or 2 left-handers in the team, just because knowing how good they are this season, or just, I don't know, maybe it is of a lane preparation or something that lefties are having a better stretch. But this time on USBC on USBC events and US Masters, we will have Kegel, who are in charge of lane preparation instead of PBA. So maybe a little bit different setting. So who's having the advantage now is uncertain.
So you are taking who?
I'm probably going with Becky this time, but I'm still thinking because I didn't pick my team yet. But if you are looking for recommendation, I would have in mind Kevin McEwen. Having in mind that he just lost his grandfather, our condolences, but he's he's local, so having a local in the team.
I don't know. I think mentally he might might be a bit tough for him, so I wouldn't be too sure about picking him. But I have a hunch for BJ Moore. I don't know. I don't have a clear explanation why. I just feel that he can be in top positions this event. So I might go with BJ Moore this time. Or I
Solid
might
pick.
just come back with Ryan. We'll see. All right, so for tier 4...
Ooh, this one is, as always, a little bit tougher to pick. But
I have my pick. And
is
I'm
it Sean
picking...
Levery's par?
No, I'm picking... I was thinking about him, but I will go with Eric Jones.
Okay.
Just because he's a left-hander. And
Solid.
a cool
Why
guy.
not?
So why not?
Sure.
And tier 5. Oh, wait, did you say what you are picking?
Yeah, I'm going with Sean this time.
Okay. All right. And for tier 5, I am going with the Finnish person, Santtu Tavanainen.
That's a nice pick. That's really good pick. But mine is better, I think.
I don't think so.
You would never guess who I'm picking this time.
Diron Booker?
No.
Sean Rash?
No.
Bonta?
No. Bailey Maverick.
Okay.
I think that he's gonna surprise a lot of fantasy players this time, and maybe if I'm lucky enough, this might be my secret pick for going high in the standings.
All right. And for
I expect-
wildcard, what you are
For
thinking?
wildcards, I'm not that sure. I didn't check yet, but I really liked how Dale Bernard was playing in the PTQ.
But you're
Yeah.
always picking Dale Bernard, no?
Yeah, because I like
so
that
you
guy.
are sticking with him.
But now I have leverage because he was playing in the PTQ. I had a chance to see how he bowls. He bowls over 230 average, so solid. He's finished second. I'm just... It's funny enough to see all those guys bowling in PTQ, but fine. Brandon Bonta, for instance, he didn't make the PTQ. He finished in 80 something position.
I am going with Cameron Crowe. So I picked him for first event. Then I switched to Brandon Bonta for Missouri Classic. And now I'm going back to Cameron because Cameron did really good during this event. And I think he is, slowly climbing up the ladder. And during U.S. trials, when there were a lot of different pattern changes, and the U.S. trials is a very difficult tournament, and he was at the top during that. So I'm thinking that this might be a similar situation. I hope so. And also Cameron is a left-hander. So I'm just sticking with that strategy and going with Cam as well.
Or just go with Timmy Tan. He just dropped from tier 5 to a wildcard zone. He's 51st.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, there are plenty of great picks outside of top 50, so I don't think you can really miss. Well, you can, of course, miss, but you can miss with any player. So there is definitely people to choose from, but I'm just I feel like Cameron is a justified pick considering all the previous events and U.S. trials, and that he's a left-hander and two-hander as well. So
Perfect
that's
storm.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. If you guys would like to join the BowlingLife Fantasy League and play with us and
Highly recommend, by the way.
and contend for prizes for round 1 for the first 4 or 5 stops, we are giving out a bowling ball of players of a winner's choosing. And if you want to join, all the links are in the description. Before the event, you need to submit a form with your player picks, and that's it. Then you just track results on our website and see what place you take. And before next event, you submit the form again. Pretty simple, and makes watching the PBA way more fun. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Yes. Keep on striking, people.
Keep on striking and have fun during US Open.